Looking for a good place to retire has always been a topic because the world is aging now, especially in Japan, America, and China. People looking for places they can have their nice retirement life. But the question is that what is the ideal place for retirement? Of course, it should have a good environment. Very first, okay, good weather, good air, and good food. Okay. Secondly, should have good culture. So it's a kind of culture you can brand yourself in. You're part of the society. The third reason, of course, is a very important reason. It must be cheap. Must be cheaper than your own home country. Otherwise, what's the point to retire in some other places? For me, is that I'm a mixed culture. I'm Asian, but Norwegian citizen. I lived in Europe for many years, so I can adopt myself in both cultures. Okay, but after all, I tell you the truth, I still love Asia better. But why I came here to Sarajevo? Because there was a friend entrusted me to see this area. If there's a good place in Europe, they can retire. Now, after 10 days, I'm here in Sarajevo. I give you some of my thoughts, of my impression about this place. First, I say positive side, okay? This is a European culture, okay? It's not Asian culture. This is Europe, okay? So if you come here as European white people, you find yourself at home very easily. And secondly, no matter which religious group you are in, you can easily find your own people here. Because Sarajevo, this place has many different kind of religions. They blend together and live together. Although Muslim seems to be strong, but still you can find Orthodox and Protestants or any other religions here, no problem, or the Jews too. And another thing is that this country is still very cheap. You can just spend, 2 euros to 5 euros, you can have a decent meal here. And in spite of cheap, it has a class. Okay, it has certain class. It doesn't look cheap. So I just went to the toilet. It cost 1 mark, which is half a euro. But even for a bus station like this, they have decent, clean toilet and toilet paper and things to wash your hands. So you live in a country with a class, with a European standard, which is very good. Okay, for European culture, for the Europeans, for white people, this might be a better place than Thailand or other East Asian countries, because those countries are so hot and the culture is very different. You can go there as a tourist for 1 month, 2 months, half a year, but you cannot live there forever. Of course, some people can. But if you want to live comfortably, as in European culture, I think here is better than East Asian countries for European people. The negative part is, first of all, this country is still not stable. The tension between different ethnic groups is still very, very strong. And I'm a foreigner. I don't know which group I don't know, but they are very distinguished with each other, and they don't, they are not friends with each other. So very easily, and if you don't know the culture, you can get into trouble with their trouble. So I still feel there's a certain tension here in this country, and I don't feel safe. This is the first thing. For example, yesterday, my hostess took me to a very nice restaurant, mid of the way, and we were stopped by a Serb police, okay, from another ethnic group. Because they are different ethnic group, this policeman just don't want to give the driver license back to my hostess until we paid him 10 mark, which is 5 euro, and they let us go. So this is kind of thing, there are certain area belong to this group and a certain area belong to that group, and you don't know, okay? Secondly, Sarajevo, the weather is not so. It's nice now, but in the winter can be very cold. Can go below 20 degrees. It's very very cold. But in the summer, people say it's very hot. And so Sarajevo is not a place that you can stay for the whole year if you want to retire here. If minus 20 degrees, might as well stay in Norway. Okay. The Mostar seems to be a better place. Also, tourist guide told us Mostar, the weather is better, but still in the summer can be very hot. And the tourist guide said the summer can be as high as 40 degrees centigrade. But my friend told me 1 year they went up to 47. People just die on the road. Therefore, Mostar will not be an ideal place for you to retire the whole year. Okay, then you have to move around, something like that. And for real estate, you can buy a condo in this country between like 50,000 to 100,000 euros. A decent condo you can retire, or a house. But still, you know, if you're not in this culture, if you don't have a boyfriend, girlfriend, or family, or very close, trustful friends here, I doubt you can manage yourself just in this country. Oh, one more positive thing: if you're a smoker, or if you're a heavy coffee drinker, this is a paradise for you. Okay, this is a country you can smoke anywhere. Nobody cares. Many people smoke. Okay, the majority of people, I think, they just smoke everywhere. So it's not a bad manner, a bad behavior here in this country to smoke in the public, and they drink lots of coffee. Okay, I'm not a smoker and I don't drink coffee. Just as I said, people smoke everywhere. Another thing very different from Southeast Asia is that in Southeast Asia you can find street food, you can find a small restaurant, local restaurant, almost everywhere. You have no problem eat food. But in this country, it's very difficult to find local food. Almost not possible. Like my hostess, every time we want to eat out, we're always going to the center, very center, and going to the same restaurants. Okay, it seems that's the only place that have restaurants. And you won't get some cheap food somewhere. They're almost the same. Even the very expensive places or very cheap places, they're not big difference. The highest I think we had for like 8 euros, which is a beautiful meal. Okay, 8 euros is a working meal in Japan. Okay, it's a cup of coffee or beer in Norway. But here you can have good food here. The only trouble with me is that I like vegetables. There are not many choices in vegetable in this country. Salad, okay? That's the only thing we have. But Southeast Asian countries, you can have all kinds of vegetables. Okay, you can buy vegetables. Of course, I can always buy vegetables to cook myself, but not in the restaurant. In the restaurant, you don't find many kinds of vegetables. They're all meat. But meat here, very good quality. I don't eat lamb. Actually, I don't eat lamb. But here, I don't feel it is lamb at all. It just tastes so wonderful. And the beef, they call it veal. Small cow, I think it's small. It's very soft meat and very tasty. The meatballs and the potato pies are absolutely beautiful, and the cheese. There are many, really good food here. But of course, it's not my culture, it's not my taste. And the life is cheap here, but not as cheap as in East Asian countries, like Thailand or Laos, Myanmar, the Philippines, India. No, not as cheap as that. For example, the bus fee from here to Mostar take only 2 hours, costs 10 euros. But in Thailand, probably costs $1 or €1 or €2. Okay, that's a huge difference. And it seems alcohol is also cheap here. The tourist guide said for 10 euros you can get drunk. But I don't drink at all. The ideal place for me to retire, I think I need two places. One in Southeast Asia. Of course, I live in Japan, but Japan is another place for me to retire, okay? I don't feel... Anyway, I don't want to talk about Japan anymore. And so far, I think Thailand could be one of the choices because it's convenient to everywhere, okay? And another is in Europe, East Europe or South Europe. Okay, Spain, maybe, South France, or somewhere here. But I need a very good reason to have my place, to buy a condo, buy a house, and to have my retirement here. Bosnia is one of the reasons is because of the boy. If the boy is going to start a violin business, if he really needs my help, Bosnia is one of the excuses I can come. And I'm going to Mostar today and find out the facts there, if it's a better place to retirement. And after that, I think I'm going down to Albania. Albania is I don't know if it's a place for retirement, but it's a country I always want to see. Okay, wish me good luck.